Veg is being gathered. That can immediately go down here. It's just that initial expense of getting this set up is painful. Because we had to dump, you know, a sizable amount of veg, almost half a year's worth harvest, into planting the field the first time. And now it just continuously gets reseeded, and we only take the excess that we've got. Which is a much, much better way of doing it. In fact, we've got too much as it happens. So we probably want to start considering setting up a granary. You never really want to just be sat on food, though. It's a bad place to be. But we could increase our Tilapis a little bit further. Authorize it. Because I need to build up a stockpile so I can make a lab. But I'm going to let the current productions be finished first. They're still... Hopefully these don't just rot in the fields, but there's always that risk. Yeah, I actually think we need a granary, so let's slow this down. And right now, stone is the thing that we've got the most of. Yeah. I think building a granary next to the throne room kind of makes sense. Granaries would typically be in like the market area, but there is precedence for them to be closer to the kind of power within an area, especially if it's considered more of a fort, more of a kind of frontier town. So, and yeah, the wood right now is just being consumed. That's why I keep shifting people down into that. We're just going to have to wait this one out, but I will make a dedicated granary. A slaver has arrived and is offering goods. Would you like to make a purchase or a sale? He will stay for 4 days. I could purchase some slaves. They do have cantors and argonosh for incredibly expensive amounts. Tempting, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna have to say a big old nope to that one. Big old nope. All of the fruit got brought in. Oh, that's because I sell the excess thing. Oh, that's kind of a shame. My wealth is going down, probably because I'm eating it. But once more of the homes are finished, then I will get... there will be more wood available, which will then go to this, then also go to my the stockpile for my janitor. And things will slowly start to come back together. This stage, though, I'm tempted to say... Yeah, we're going to slow this down, and as much as I don't like saying this, I'm going to sell any fruit. It's above 80%. Sell the veg. So the highest you've paid is 28. Currently paying 25. I will charge 25 for it. There you go. At least it gets turned into something. We've got a decent amount of clothes now available. Very happy about that. Wood is now going into setting up the training grounds again. It's a little bit still needed down here. But for the most part, things are coming together. So we have a look at housing. Currently got room for 31 Krator and 41 Talapi. My current consumption is 420 wood per year and 270 leather per year. I could increase my furniture use, but I don't think I need to right now. I think we're actually in a good place for our people's overall happiness with us. So I'm going to hold off on that one. Workload is 77. I think that's in a good place. It's actually still saying workload is low. Okay. Oh no. I might. Yeah. Well, that's fine. We'll leave that one sat where it's at. Right, okay, we've got our barracks. Now, the way that you set up the barracks, we're going to want to name this. Actually, we're going to want to do a few names. Let's have a look. That one's fine. That one's fine. Okay, so the training grounds shall be Vaporizer. God damn it, I can't put the G. Vaporizer weapon training would have been amazing. Well, you know what? We'll just keep it at the end. There you go. And with that, we're actually through all of the names in game requests. Hey, Osumi, 104 months. My goodness, mate, that is a long time to have supported the channel. Thank you ever so much. Deeply, deeply appreciated, buddy. How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Right. I want to train a couple of recruits, but I need to set up my army first. Alright. So, let's pause things. Can I go in here? Oh, this has changed a lot. Okay. So, campaigning, no. The amount of soldiers that are ready to be deployed in your city, 200. 0 of 200. Melee training. Honed in the training grounds, melee training increases battle offense and defense. Archery training, honed in the archery range, increases range skill. You've got leather armor used to equip soldiers for battle, protects against slash damage. Metal armor used to equip soldiers for battle, protects against all physical attacks. Oh, that's different. They've now got different types of weapons. I like it. Warhammer's a brute force weapon that causes blunt damage and some pierce. We've got shields, can be equipped by soldiers for extra protection. Falcata, a short sword, causing lots of pierce damage. And the flanks, a long double-handled blade that causes lots of slash damage. So leather armor would be okay against protecting that. So you'd probably want to go for a short sword then, I imagine. Oh, well, that does do slash damage as well. Hit point slash armor +1, defense skill +100%. Force +100%, pierce damage. I like it. Offense skill. Does this pull down your ranged skill anymore? This drops your speed. This drops your speed a lot, and also drops your offense. This one just gives you good morale. This one gives you okay-ish morale, but skill with the bow goes up. Oh yeah, I know, Tempok TV, that you can equip. Because I did play a couple of versions ago, and it was that way a couple of versions ago, that you could equip your archers with melee weapons and armor, and they could effectively do both things, kind of like skirmishes, if you like. So in the initial approach, they're just ranged attacking the enemy, but when they get in close, they switch out to melee and finish the job. But it used to be that certain training degraded the other, so it was never really that effective to just plow effort into one. Yeah, for example, this one. Giving them bows. Effect is offense skill minus 50%, defense skill minus 50%, and speed minus 25. So having bows makes archers worse. Just straight fighters. I want to disband you. Disband. Well. Yep, disband you. I want to disband all of these divisions and just have a single one. Edit. Okay. Alright, chat, we need some names for our actual divisions. I can decide who's in this. Dear God. That their speed? Yep. That's their weight. And that is their stamina. What kind of stamina? Has anyone got crazy stamina? Yes, you have. You can run forever! Now, soldier's target. 50. Now, will they train here over doing odd jobbers? Rose Sanders popped their name into naming game, so Sand Skirmishers. There you go. There you go. The Sand Skirmishers. Oh, Rose Thorns, if you please. Ah, you know what? This once I will allow it. Rose Thorns. There you go. Let's see. So, a soldier's defensive skill determines the ability to land a successful hit on the enemy and evade the enemy's armor. The soldier's defensive skill is used when attacked frontally to block or dodge an enemy's attack, but not when flanked. Force. The force of any attack. The force is multiplied on the damage types when attacking. Force also creates knockback that can disrupt enemy formations and demoralize them. Ability to absorb damage is hit points. Does this increase that? No. I think hit points is just based on the race. Oh no. Armor increases hit points. Right. Or rather, it's a multiplier to the base hit points. And you've got pierce damage that cuts through to pierce armor, negates pierce damage in battle. Damage that cuts through slash armor, negates slash armor in battle. Morale. A soldier's morale is what determines how long and against what odds and setbacks it will fight for before taking flight. This builds up over time with training. Like, if you're well trained, you are inherently disciplined. Yeah, road training, it is definitely tea break time. We are definitely moving into tea break territory. But I want to get this set up before we step away. And then archery. Oh no, just ammunition. Right, so. If I increase that, it's going to give me a little bit more stamina. A little bit more offense skill, a little bit more defense skill, a little bit more force. Now, I believe the amount of days it will take to train this division to specification. I believe a division will simply train up to level, like, they train, their first training level is effectively level 0. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, because this is, like, how I understood it to work previously. But the first level of training is effectively you are now the town militia. Every level beyond that, so for example, this 10% in offense Just having them in the division means they will train a little bit on the training racks when available, and then they will be, after they've completed their kind of like crash course, they're now town militia. But this 10% here is saying, hey, I want you to do more training than that. I want you to actually train as a soldier. The more we increase this, the more time it takes them to maintain this level of training. At only 10%, they're probably only going to have to do a little bit of a refresher every now and then. Maybe, I don't know, once a year they go for a day or two's training, and that brings them back up to par. But at this point, they will never stop. Their life, they are now a career soldier. That is it for them. They don't do other jobs because they frankly don't have time to do other jobs. They are honed to a razor's edge, and that requires constant skill upkeep. So you don't necessarily want to do that, but you do, want a little bit of training in probably melee and a little bit of training in archery just to give a few bits and bobs. Definitely the morale helps. But if I were to increase that, I imagine it would drop other things. No, it doesn't seem to. Okay, well, that's fine. We don't have an archery range to put them on there, and we don't have bows for them to use anyway, so it doesn't matter. So this means that 50% or 50 of the Talapi, of basically half of our entire population, are going to be trained to a degree at being more than a basic militia troop. And I'm okay with that. That is a decent amount of people involved. We can do a little bit more as well. Especially since I'm not giving them any weapons right now. I feel like I should give them a fist. But we're not going to do that. I want this to be a more red colour. And once again, I want this to be a green background. Actually, in that case, I would like this to be more of a yellow colour then. Sorry, wrong one. This is red. Bring that all the way up. There you go. Right, now, Talapi, not the best at just melee, but this will be okay. So it'll be alright for me for now. So the Talapi, bow skill plus 50% and morale plus 20%. We can get bows in their hands, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. But this is it. Oh, 50 is no longer the smallest number, really? Oh, well that actually helps a lot. Let me adjust that then. Because it used to be that it would go up in units of 50. That's fantastic if that's... Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I would be okay with 20 Talapi trained a little bit in basic combat for now. That's still a lot of our workforce, but I'm actually alright with that. I desperately need to sell this, so I'm just going to quickly do that. So, a resource. All of this. In exchange, I want your cash. I'll get 4 bread. 4 whole breads, I accept. There you go. You enjoy. Alright. Gonna let some time pass. Oh, did I not click accept? Let me go in and adjust that. My bad. Oh, no, I didn't. Thank you. Thank you for catching that for me. There you go. Right, there we are. Sorted. It's a little bit better. A little bit less painful on our workforces. I could probably afford to bring in some more Talapi. I will bring in 5 more Praetorians. 5 more Talapi. 10 in total. That's going to give us 1 odd jobber to go around and do whatever odd jobbing needs to be done. There they are. Training. I like it. You look like you've been training for a very long time. The less I think about that, the better. But we should now be producing a fair whack of lumber. We're now producing 79 a day. And we are not consuming anywhere near that per day. In fact, this is now horribly disproportional. Let's drop this down to about 15 there. And I'm going to rise this up to about 15 in here. And we'll see how all of that goes together. That should work out. But winter's on its way. We're going to want it to get to that relatively soon. Now, when we come back, I will get to work on setting up a lab. I think that's... Oh, actually, first we will set up a granary, and then we will set up a lab. May also run a couple more streets, roads around the place. Before I go, I guess one very simple thing I can do, because I can see it right now, to just drop in. I'm going to pop in a bit of a bigger, bolder tree. There we go. Have a couple of others. And then a bunch of flowers. Yeah. That'll look lovely by the time we return. Alright. Okay. But tea break now. When we get back, we will set up the granary, which will hopefully secure our future foods, because right now we are selling more food than I would like. It would be nice if we would stockpile more of that. And also, we will set up a lab and actually get to some research. So, fingers crossed we don't get raided while I'm away. Okay. Now then. Let's have a look at what we were going to be setting up. How's our training going at the moment? Currently, we've got a 7.5% chance every year of shenanigans. Needs to train 20, currently training 20. Deployable, none of them. Fair enough. It's going to take him a little while to get there. How are we doing for food? 4 days on food. Alright, chat. Does anyone remember what we were going to be doing today? Does anyone recall our plans? Set up some roads first. And a little bit of an alleyway there. Something about a granary. Okay. I think that is actually a solid idea. There are 9 items over here. But if we include grain, that gives us 10. And I'm inclined to include grain. I feel the grain belongs in the granary. Alternatively, you could say no to rations as well. Rations are made with at a ration maker's with herbs. They never go off, or at least they've got an incredibly low spoilage rate compared to everything else. But okay, let's work on this. Let's go to logistics. We want a big old warehouse. I want the warehouse to be substantial, but not so much so, because you are going to have spoilage. You don't want to be in a position where you're storing so much that it's just going to waste. So with that in mind, I think this would probably be a better granary location. Bring it down a little bit more. And the reason why I say this would be a bit... I mean, it would be nice to have like a pavilion or something there. So actually, yeah. We'll move it down here, but I think having a smaller granary initially makes more sense. So let's go for something modest. We only want to have 10 storage capacity. So this is enough for a single granary of a single crate. But realistically, we want 2 crates per, I would say, to make this a safe storage area for our goods. So, one on this side, one on that side, I'm going to say. Let's take this down. Oh, we do get a little bit of a problem there. Must you poop so loudly? Oh, you do that on purpose. As if to prove a point. This may be good enough. Almost. And now it is. If I do that there, though, it causes problems. Unless... Can I do something in here? No. I guess rid of both of them. Alright. Well... 5, 5, and then I could go around the other side then. That works. In fact, that works remarkably well. Let's shrink this down right the way. Something along these lines should work fine. There you go. Gives us all the storage we need in a fairly compact little shape. It also adds a lot to the roundness of this building, which our tilapia are going to love. Yeah, I like this. However, instead of using wood, I'm going to use stone for the first time. And the reason for that is I feel a granary made of stone makes more sense. Like, I would like it to be on stilts. A stone building on sturdy, like, stone pillared with arches underneath, with, like, a pulley system to hoist the goods, so they're not sitting on the ground anyway. That's the way I would make a granary if I were the one designing it. And in this game, I am. Right, production is now only 47. Consumption is 35, so we do need to pull this down by 5 and increase this by 5, I would say. That makes it better. Probably hurts that I am allowing everyone to gather pretty much as much wood as they want for their housing. Yeah, we're getting almost a 10% per year, which is just not good enough. We need to be a lot more protective than this. How are we doing for workload? Getting up there on some things. Workload 100%. How much does a speaker usually say they allow for? Yeah, no, that's not good enough. We need another speaker then. We could perhaps have a speaker down on this side. Another speaker just down by here. That might work out. Because I still feel that this should be a centralized area. Maybe even put the speaker a little bit further along. Or maybe, yeah, well... No, I think having the speaker down here... I know that we've got a lot of buildings down here, but I like the idea of having this be a much more densely packed area in this part. Right, we need some more stones, so let's go out there and start collecting them. So, clear rocks. All of those can be cleared. Thank you very much, Heno. Diolch yn fawr iawn for the birthday wishes. There's no more pavilions, just theatres, fighting pits, and grand arenas. Oh, okay. Aren't granaries dug into the ground to regulate temperature? It really depends on what you're storing in them. It really does depend enormously on what you're storing in them. Also on the humidity of the area where you're storing it. In an incredibly dry area, it wouldn't be as much of a problem. But depending on like the environment, putting things in the ground can actually be worse for the longevity of the food. Well, I guess, well, yeah, humidity would, because usually I think of humidity in terms of like kind of humidity in the air rather than humidity on the ground, but you know, it's all the same thing ultimately, the amount of moisture in the environment. But yeah, in quite a lot of places, you know, you'll have your kind of basements, like a root cellar and stuff like that. So I can see where you're coming from. Load is still low over here. Okay. We've got a lot of grain there again. Actually, this time I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to set this up first. Right, the production is now 63, whereas over here the consumption is only 23. There, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. We're still using a lot of the wood, though. We're using it up pretty much as fast as we're getting it. I'm going to drop access to wood a little bit. For everyone. I will allow my tilapia to have livestock. Tilapia like pets. I'm okay with that. The tilapia can keep some pets. How are we doing over here? Ooh, we're getting there. We've got one deployable recruit. Recruits 19, one deployable. Needs to train. I mean, they're nowhere near where they need to be for their training, but one of them can now be deployed. Oh, it's one soldier, sorry. Got 19 recruits and one soldier. Yeah, depending on where you live, if the water table can either be your friend or your foe. And if it is your foe, it is going to be a thorny one. Water table foes aren't messing around. Every single time. Oh, it's like playing Theme Hospital. Just scrolling around your hospital looking for rats to shotgun, and all of a sudden you hear someone's torrential bowel movement. And I use the term torrential quite generously, honestly. Oh, the sounds coming out of those toilet stalls. I don't know why you're here to check about your bloaty head. You clearly need to have a checkup of your IBS, my dude. We want to pop down a little bit more roads as well, just because nice. Yep, bring this around as well. And actually I'm going to pop down a little bit more. And again, we don't actually need to do this one, but I like to. Just because it gets people in certain areas. Wow. Hobbs, that was so bad. IBS is a hereditary condition, they say. It runs in the genes. That is so bad. You should feel bad. Right, we've got 2 actual soldiers now, deployable soldiers. Their mailing trailing is up to 7%. Nice. Oh yeah, the game shows the most traveled paths. In fact, you can go into this as well. Path usage. So I can see paths in a very different way. Like I can see that my janitors who are repairing all of this and those who are going to forage, they're going along this path. Loads of path usage around there. A decent amount going down to the fields over here. So it gives you an idea of where you want to place your roads, absolutely. And that's a huge thing for me. I find that fantastically nice. But we're almost done with the granary. We've got our speaker. Oh, actually, our speaker number 2. What did we call the first one? It was Ballistic Gossip Post. Okay, well, we've got a couple more naming games. We've got Mad Menon. Mad Menon Mumblings. There you go. And we want the granary. This shall be Heno Granary. We're just going to call it a granary because it tells me everything I need to know about what's going in there. So I want 2 veg, 2 of all of these. And then 2 grain. Now, do I want to fetch into the granary? If toggled, deliveryman will fetch this resource from other stockpiles that have not enabled fetched for this resource. I actually do, yeah. I want this stuff stored in here wherever possible. 1 person should be working here. I'll be enough, I think. Right. With that done, occasionally I will sell this. That's going to be easy enough to manage. I could also sell my opiates again. This is going to be a lot easier for me to work with now. That's furniture, livestock, yep. Am I selling the meat? Yes. So these are the 3 that I'm producing myself. This I'm also producing myself. This I'm also producing myself. This as well. The rest are opportunity productions. However, I mean, some of it I'm gathering it, so I am effectively producing it myself. But I would say that wood is something that I should be selling more than herbs. So we're going to switch over to logs. To lumber. What's the lowest you go for? 20, 26. I'm going to say 25. And I'm going to say you can only sell it if it's above 75 of the total. There you go. Right. How are things going over here? Have we worked on this? Degradation is 13.3. They're working on it, so it is getting there. It's getting fixed. How many janitors do I have? I've got the 8, actually. I could push that all the way up to the full 10. What is my availability? We have actually got a lot of room for peeps. Apparently, got a bit of a spread of you. You're really only working hunters, auroch pastures, whereas you are vegetable fruit farms. That's fine. You're working in the carpenters a bit, actually. What? You should primarily be the woodcutters. No, I don't want you working woodcutting. I want this to be a low priority for you. Quite a low priority for the woodcutters. Because you've just not... It's not fulfilling, and you've not got any skill. Whereas you... I mean, it's not immensely... Well, it's 50% fulfillment, so... Yeah. I think that's better. It's much the same here, honestly. Low fulfillment. Well, 50% fulfillment, I guess. It's just the skill issues. Well, maybe what I should do then is I should balance you for skill. See how that goes. We'll focus on our productivity for a little bit. Right, but I would like to get some more people. I've got 5 that I can authorize, sure. What about you? Not enough that I would want to take you on. No, I will. I'll bring you in. I'll bring that up to 30. We've got 100 tilapia at this point, which is not bad. We've got our granary, which is storing all of the things. What's the workload here is actually way high. I'm going to wait. Well, that being said, it's because so much of their time is spent repairing this bloody road that I told them to repair. I know, it's my fault, not theirs. But they should finish that off. That's going to be the end of having to wander all the way over there. And then hopefully they'll get this little area fixed as well. Right, time for us to put down some labs, I would say. Though, noticing my loyalty is trending downwards. Why? Lack of access? Is it just because I brought in some immigrants? It probably is the immigrants on that one, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. But we do need to consider building a lab. I could build procreation, actually. Laboratory. In a laboratory, scientists examine nature and gain knowledge that can be spent on technologies. Each scientist contributes to your knowledge, but must also maintain existing knowledge, leading to a cap in the amount of knowledge that can be obtained. If laboratories stop functioning, knowledge will slowly be forgotten. I'm going to make this one also out of stone. But since this is a... Well, actually, no. We'll make it out of wood. There's a part of me that doesn't want to, but... Let's tuck this one at the back here. But we're going to make sure it's rounded. It'll make for a nice shape, I think. Right, so the station. Let's have a look at you. That's a decent shape. That's 6 people can work there. Oh, that's a shame. That would have been quite nice. And a wasted space in there, then. Pain. This allows me to have 14 workers here. Can't shrink that down any further. Deeply dissatisfying. I think this may be the cost of having... Actually... This actually gives me less people, ultimately. So... Yeah, this gives me 7, whereas that would have only given me 6. Right, okay. Let's just make this laboratory. We'll have a little door over there. There we go. And allow. Now, of course, I'm going to want to add in some decorations. I'm going to want a tree right there with some beautiful flowers. A little... Oh, I'm not going to put a bench now. That'll do good enough. And then we're going to want a road going up here. At this point, I think it's time for us to pop in roads down here as well. And a little bit more decoration around these. Because a lot of people walk past this daily. So having a bit of decoration here, it's going to affect a lot of people. Getting light would also be very, very, very nice for us. But we're just going to have to wait on that one. I could put a second door, actually, you're right. I could put a second door. As for the wells, though, it doesn't seem that we need it. I know that seems crazy, but they don't seem to be asking for it. Let's have a look. Have they got access to wells services? The access quality of this subject group can be improved by building more facilities. Oh, it's yeah, they've got access. They've got plenty of access. Markets less so. Lavatories got all the access they want. Speakers, more or less all the access they want. And hearths as well. Food stalls, more or less all the access they want. How about you? Hearths, enough. Food, 100%. Speakers, 96%. Wells, 100%. A lavatory, yeah. We've not got access problems, I don't think. By the way, I noticed that people don't care about night lights. Oh, right, okay. Okay. Duly noted. That's a shame. I thought they did. I thought some races just liked having lights. I've only got one day worth of food. That's scary. How have we only got one day worth of food? Did we legitimately sell all of that? I'm going to move the foods up to only 10%. Sorry, it'll only sell if it's above 90%, rather. Because why is that being brought here? Am I just misunderstanding this? No, it won't. So they won't export it, but it's not being brought. Maybe I need another person here. It doesn't look like they're that big. Maybe they are that busy. I'll add in an extra person. Yeah. Despot said, my people are always asking for better lighting. Just check a couple of random citizens. Ah, okay. You know what? Let's do that right now. Let's demonstrate it. Uh-oh. Oh, you're listening to... I thought they were rebelling. Listening to the news. Our food stores are running low. We must increase them or risk starvation. I want to eat people. We want better access to taverns and good quality. And fighting pits. So that people die. So I can eat them. I see. I see. This is why this place has got a workload of 100%. There are so many people there. Listening to the day's news. The comings and goings. I approve. We're going to authorize you two to join us. I know that seems crazy, but we're going to. And then I'm going to promptly go over here. I'm going to request some food. I can't afford that kind of food. What are you talking about? That much will do. And I would like to barter. Sure. You can take all of that. And... actually, can I get 100 of this as well? Probably not, but we'll see. No. Also no. Anything else? Also no. Anything else? No. I will give you more cash, though. I have nothing of worth to offer the factory. Oh, right. Okay. What? I want 50 of these. What? I mean, actually, I guess I could. That doesn't make any sense for me. It just seems so weird that it's trying to balance it the way it is. I don't need that much, but guess I'll take 600. In fact, I'll take 650. I'll allow you to have a little bit of profit. Accept. Yeah, there's a specific workshop for cannibalism. I'm not going to get into the cannibalism thing in this one. It causes too much chaos with other people. Who knew that other people wouldn't be on board as much as the tilapia? Crazy, I know. At this point, we've got an army, well, 20 fully trained soldiers. Melee training is 6%. The target is 10%. So they're going to continue training for now, but they are deployable. Their morale is decent, and this is greatly reduced the raid chance. But I've got no gear whatsoever to give them, and that is something that we need to work on. Can I make sure that you've got your full complement? Yes, you do. Work is still a reasonable amount of people involved in it. But I think this is now... Yeah, we've got a little bit they do... Oh, actually. They can't reach all of that. Which is kind of bonkers, because they can go so far to the north over here. Would it be worth me adding more then? Because it looks like they can't come in here to repair. Oh, maybe... Oh, no, those are the workers from here. Okay, never mind. I'm going to reduce this up to 5. And I'm going to build a second janitors down here. And this janitor can be set up somewhere around here, I think. Janitor, there we go. This doesn't need to be a significant janitors. And you know what? We could even tuck it in here if I really wanted to. The workstation would then go over here. Oh no, it's a fixed size. Damn it, that would have been cool. Alright. We'll pop this elsewhere then. That would have been awesome.